You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, I got to tell you, I was a little surprised to see these comments from Becky Hammon. Now, Becky Hammon is the coach of the Las Vegas Aces. Now, in case you do not know this, the Aces are owned by Las Vegas Raiders owner Mark Davis, who's the son of the great Al Davis. Now, one of the minority owners, how much of a minority, I don't know, is Tom Brady, all right, in both the Aces and the Raiders as well, all right? I don't know how much Tom Brady owns in the Aces. My gut feeling would be more than the 5 to 10% he's rumored to have with the Raiders, right? Because you're talking about one franchise being valued at, I don't know, maybe 300 or 400 million, maybe 500 million, and then another one valued at probably $7 billion with a B, and that would be the Raiders. Now, of course, the WNBA is staring down a potential work stoppage, a lockout, all right, and or a strike, depending on which side decides to lead it. It will determine the terminology there. But Becky Hammon is an employee of the Aces, and I was sort of surprised that she said this because Cathy Engelbert works for the owners. Okay, works for the NBA, works for Adam Silver, works on behalf of the owners, negotiating with the players. Well, Becky Hammon works for an owner, Mark Davis. But Becky Hammon is coming out and saying, in her opinion, she thinks Cathy Engelbert has to be gone. Has to be gone. And I'm like, wow. Now, maybe she's just being honest here, but I would think that Adam Silver would probably want this to be said or worded differently, probably preferably not even talked about by Becky Hammon. That'd be my guess. Las Vegas Aces head coach, 6-time WNBA All-Star Becky Hammon, said it may be time for a change in WNBA leadership. This is all while Adam Silver has been saying very publicly that he wants Cathy to get through this CBA negotiations. Now, even myself, after the Nafisi Collier thing, I'm like, I don't know if she's going to be able to stay. But, the WNBA owners, the NBA owners, they may draw a line in the sand and be like, no, you're negotiating with Cathy. We're not letting you tell us who our leadership's going to be. Especially when the complaint is led by somebody that is co-owner of another professional basketball league, which is a conflict of interest. In an interview with CNBC 1 month after winning her third WNBA championship with the Aces, Becky Hammon discussed what she described as a, quote, rocky relationship between Commissioner Cathy Engelbert and many of the WNBA players as calls for Cathy Engelbert to step down build. Quote, I think they're probably going to look for a change in leadership. I just think it might be too fractured at this point. Now, by they, she's probably talking about the players. That doesn't mean they're going to get it. That doesn't mean they're going to get it. In late September, Minnesota Lynx star Nafisi Collier publicly criticized Engelbert's leadership, saying the commissioner showed a lack of empathy towards players on issues of pay and ongoing officiating problems. They talked to some league executives about this whole situation, and one of them said, you know what? Cathy Engelbert probably should be fired from her position. But the fact that Nafisia came after her makes them want to keep her. The teams didn't like that. That actually hurt, I believe. Now all in, it's actually hurt. Collier recounted comments Engelbert reportedly made during a meeting in February. Those comments drew widespread backlash and prompted several other players to voice their concerns about the commissioner. Hammon suggested the situation may be beyond repair. Quote, I don't know if she can ever kind of retract, or get that traction back from those conversations, Hammon said. The one thing that the league has always stood for is when the players speak, people need to sit up and listen, Hammon said. I think Engelbert is sitting up and listening now. The WNBA declined to comment but pointed CNBC to Engelbert's record of business achievements. And it goes on to talk about everything she's done. The 250 large they're getting right now, $250 million for these expansion teams, Cleveland, Detroit, Philadelphia, and of course others. And now the media rights deal is over $200 million too. It's going to be upwards of about 260 all said and done on the media rights deal. But I mean, it's kind of like Roger Goodell. That's not Cathy Engelbert's doing. All right. They all got the players, the owners, the teams, the coaches, all got a golden goose named Caitlin Clark. That's why the whole league is in a upward trajectory. All right. And that's where all this extra money's coming from. It's kind of like Roger Goodell. Everybody always talks about how good of a job Roger Goodell's done in the NFL. And it's like, did he? Or did he just happen to become commissioner for a league that was on a massive upward swing where media rights deals were going to be big, regardless of if you had Roger Goodell or Kermit the Frog as the commissioner? It wouldn't have mattered. And he's the byproduct. Oh, look, I did it. No, you didn't. The players and the play, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning did it. You know, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen did it. Aaron Rodgers did it. Not Roger Goodell. Caitlin Clark did it. Not Cathy Engelbert. By the way, not Nafisia Collier, and sure as hell not Becky Hammon or Asia Wilson either. You know? And if I'm Mark Davis, if I'm Tom Brady, I wouldn't be very happy that Becky Hammon's even talking about this. Why are you talking about our commissioner potentially needing to be replaced? I mean, whether they like it or not, right now, the two parties, the teams and the owners and the players are currently, by the way, coaches over here too, because you noticed, I mean, the expansion team didn't wait to hire Sandy, did they? Sandy works for the team. And then the players on the other side. It's not the best terminology to use, but it certainly will get your attention. They are adversaries right now. That's all there is to it. They're not warm and cuddly right now at all. Yeah. I wonder if Becky won't get a call over this. I mean, I'd been like, no, you work for us and she's our commissioner. We want her in place right now. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.